Hey, welcome to another video, guys. So today I got new headlamps and tail lamps. So these are from a company called Spyder, both the headlamps and the tail lamps. So we're gonna replace these old aging headlamps. So over the years I've it's gotten like hazy and stuff, and I've always gone through and sanded it down and polished it. But as you can see, it's a little yellowish fade here. And tail lamps, for the most part, hasn't had any issues, but figured I'd try and change it up a little bit, go with a different look. So these should be easy to replace. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the tail lamps first. So before I went and installed the taillights and the headlights, I actually went ahead and applied some silicone. This is like a waterproof silicone material that is normally used for like doors and windows, just to kind of keep water out and keep the elements out. And so the reason I'm doing this is because I've read reviews and heard stories about Spyder products having leaking, and there's water going into the lights themselves. And so I thought, I could probably just, take an additional step and just kind of apply additional sealing into all the mating areas between the lens and the housing itself. So it's just a matter of just going around, just making sure I apply enough silicone. And this product is actually kind of sticky and messy. So I actually went ahead and started using masking instead to kind of keep it all nice and clean. And it's pretty straightforward. And I did it for both the taillights and the headlights, just so I can make sure that no water actually gets in any of the lights. And so once it's all nice and dry, it kind of leaves this kind of white looking material. It's just a silicone hardening and drying up, but it's enough to keep water out. Alright, so I'm on the driver's side of the rear of my car. This is the driver's side tail lamp. So this is the back side inside the trunk. So to get to this, you just gotta remove all these panels. It's pretty easy. Just use a panel popper, like this guy. You just go in and you just kind of remove all these panel fasteners. So just like that. You just remove enough to just get to access to the back. And then from here, these are just 10mm bolts. And then you just disconnect the wire harness. Pretty simple. There's only one. And then from there you can just remove the taillight assembly. Alright, you take the new assembly and basically just put it in. Thread this through. to the next side. Alright, so taillight's done. So only problem, there is a slight gap that goes around here. Not exactly flush, but and then there's a little gap there, so it's not entirely perfect, but it does sit flush for the most part. Similar with this side, a little bit of a gap, but it's just kind of how it is. But I did push it as far back as I could. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and turn it on real quick. Okay, now that the rear is done, we're gonna move over to the front, replace the headlights. Alright, so as of right now, I have these LED wires that I need to hook up. I still need to determine what to tap into, but I'm not too sure yet. So for now I'm just going to install the headlights and then just wire up the main two connections that I plug into the existing one for now, just to test the main headlights. Time for the next side. Hey everyone, So it's been a couple days since I've installed the new headlights and the taillights in the back, but taillights are working fine. The thing I didn't get to do was actually hook up the halo ring on the headlights. All I have right now is just the regular plugins that the original car came in or had, so the original connections. So today we're actually going to try and hook up the halo ring, and that requires tapping into the original wire harness. So that's what we're going to do today. I'll do it for both sides. I also have these LED lights on the bottom here. They also run on 12 volts, the same as the ring, but I'm not too sure if I want to run those. So I might just leave those disconnected for now, and maybe I'll get to it in a later video. Maybe tie these lights into maybe the turn signal lights, so when the turn signal's on, this one also turns on, but I'm not too sure yet. Don't really like the look of the LED lights when I had them on. When I tested them out, didn't really like the look of them. But we'll see. But for now, we'll just hook up the halo ring today. So let's go. Alright, so right now I'm just trying to find the right wire. So there's a total, so there's these wires right here. So there's 1, 2, 3 sets of wires. I'm pretty sure these two sets of wires are tied to this LED strip down here, and I think this one, the red and black wires are tied to the halo ring. So I'm gonna test it out real quick. Just have a regular, this is a 12 volt battery from a DeWalt drill. So I'm just gonna try plug it in, see which one is what. So as you can see, the halo ring's on. It's kind of hard to tell, but if I go, that's the ring. So I know those two are the wires for the ring, the halo. Alright, so in order to find the correct wire I wanted to tap into, I wanted to try and find the wire that's connected to I think it's like the daytime running light. That's what I want the halos to be connected to. So to find out which one I need to connect to, which wire to tap into, I went and disconnected. So there's these two wire harnesses that connect to the headlight itself. Right, so these plug into the original headlights as well. This one controls only the main headlight bulb itself, while this one is the turn signal and daytime running light wire harness. So I went ahead and disconnected this guy, right? And so it's kind of hard to see, but then in here there are three pins, and they correspond to the pins in here. And so what I found was that this would be the neutral, this down here would be neutral, and then these two diagonally would give me a constant 12 volt voltage, and then when the turn signal's on, these two would fluctuate between 12 volts and 0. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate. So my multimeter is set up here. So, and then this corner one is actually, there's nothing being used in that one because it's actually not connected. There's actually only 3 pins, but this has 4 pins. But there's nothing connected to this, so I ruled that out. Alright, so if I turn on the daytime running and plug this here and here, you can see it shows 12 volts on the multimeter. But when I turn on the hazard or the signal, so I go ahead and do this, the black one, the bottom one, and then this red one here. You can see it fluctuates. Actually, I think this top one right here is actually neutral. So now that I figured it out, I gotta tap into, I'm actually gonna tap into this harness right here, the existing wires here, and tap into this instead. I don't want to tap into the OEM hardware. I kind of want to leave that alone, but I'm going to tap into this one right here. So to tap in, I'm going to use these splice connectors, these ones, one of these two, to connect the main headlight harness to the halo light wires. These are two different styles. So the wire basically on both of these, they run, one existing wire runs through here, kind of the open side, and then on the opposite side you can see it's kind of blocked on both sides. So that's where the second wire would be going into, and then that's what you would be crimping. So then from there, once you have the two wires together, you just kind of crimp down, smash these two, and then these metal plates over here, they're just gonna go right around the insulation of the wire, and they're just gonna tap into the wire itself, and then that should allow you to get electricity flow through the wires, and it should work. I think I'll probably go with this red one because I feel like this blue one might not provide enough. Since this one, the red one has 2 points in which it contacts the wire, and then the blue one only has 1. So I'm gonna go and try the red one, see how that works. So I know that this one up here is probably the neutral. So there's 2 black wires here, and then I think this yellow one is tied to the signal, and the white one is the daytime running. Tap into this one right here. Okay, and take the black wire. I'm actually going to cut the extra pieces off. Kind of want it to just go flush inside. Just cut that off. And this wire goes. So this wire is just going to go inside here. Okay, you can get like a clamp or some sort, and you just kind of clamp on that too. Hopefully it grabs the wire. Alright, so I know this bottom one is constant 12 volts, so I'm just going to tap into this one. Same thing, just run that wire there. Take this wire and cut off the ends. This should just run right inside here. Take my clamp, just clamp it. Alright, so moment of truth. Plug these guys back in. Let's see if it turns on. Hey, it turns on. Signal's working. Alright. So now that I know that those wires are correct, I'm gonna go ahead and secure it, and then tuck it in underneath the headlight housing, and then move on to the passenger side. Okay, so that about wraps it up for that. So you kind of see the halo rings are on, but they're tied into the daytime running light bulbs. Same on this side. Kind of hard to tell. I'll throw up a picture of the halo rings at night. You can see it better. I think just some things I forgot to mention. So because this is an aftermarket headlight, the fit isn't actually that perfect. So as you can see, there's a gap between the hood and even over here with the fender, with the headlight. So there's that. So there's that issue. I've noticed that this rubber came with the headlight and it kind of sits nicely against this part. So I'm thinking of trying to find a similar rubber to kind of extend and go all the way this way. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Because it sits nice and flush here, but it's like, there's a lot of gap here and there's a big step. So it's on both sides. So you can see it on this side too. So this side actually has a pretty big gap, as you can see. So just the problem with aftermarket stuff, that they don't fit exactly. There's still some of the gap too. So far I've driven it around for a couple days now. I was thinking of adjusting the headlights. I thought they were a little bit too high, but actually they turned out to be okay. And so we'll see. We'll just kind of monitor, and then maybe we'll add a later video to these LED lights. Maybe I'll have something in mind for this, but for now I think it looks good. So yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for my videos, and be sure to subscribe. Shoots.